welcome you to Harmony 2014, tGELF's annual event celebrating leadership and our core values. Gathered here today are over 400 students from 65 schools across India and overseas. Over the next 2 days, Harmony will host workshops, conferences, and cultural performances to help us maximize our leadership potential.
Now, may we please invite Mr. Kartikeya Saini, the chairman of our gracious host school, Scottish High International School, and the director of Scottish High, Ms. Sudha Goyal, to light the lamp to usher in good fortune. May we also invite, on behalf of tGELF, Ms. Dinu Raheja and our distinguished judges to be part of this auspicious inauguration.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, students and teachers. Thank you so much for being here for our Harmony 2014 Co-Creating Tomorrow. We are very, very pleased and thankful to all the schools, all our member schools who have sent all of you here to participate in the series of competitions and events that we are going to be holding today. I would like to start off by giving a very warm thank you to our host school, to the chairman of the host school, Mr. Kartikeya Saini, and to the director principal, Mrs. Sudha Goyal, because this would definitely have not been possible without their generosity, their kindness, and their open arm policy to tGELF always. Thank you so much, sir. Please do accept a token of our appreciation. A student will be bringing up a little gift made by our Leaders Forum children for you. Harmony this year is special. It's special because, as the compere said, we have more than 400 students from more than 65 schools participating in the events that are happening in the next 1.5 days. This year, Harmony is also special because we have a team of students and a teacher from our neighboring country, from the Lahore Grammar School in Pakistan. It has always been tGELF's mission and vision to promote leadership, to provide platforms and opportunities where students can put those leadership skills that they learn to use, to face the challenges today and try and overcome that so that you're prepared to face the challenges that the future may bring to you. All you young ambassadors of our country and your countries, move around, spread that joy, spread the leadership, spread that team building skills and cooperation that you learn. Move around the world and take that with you as a message wherever you go, whatever challenges that you face. And let's hope that we can curtail the negativities of the world. We can stomp them out by keeping them in little places and not allowing them to spread all over the world and all over our communities. I hope that the next 2 days are going to be exciting and challenging for you. Put in your best effort. I would like to appreciate the effort of all the teachers in the schools for helping the children prepare, and I'm sure that they will put in their best effort and do the very best in the day and the days to come. Thank you so much.
Lord Winston Churchill, when he was knighted as the first Lord of Admiralty, said, "Some people dream of accomplishments, but leaders stay awake and accomplish." There's this little story of a young lady walking on the beach early in the morning. It was an ebbing tide, a low tide, and there were thousands of starfish strewn all over the beach. Thousands of them. She would walk a little, pick up a starfish, and put it back into the water. Walk another few steps, pick up another starfish, and put it back into the water. A passerby asked her, "Ma'am, there are tens of thousands of these starfish all over the beach. If you chuck a few back into the water, what difference would it make?" And she replied, ask this question to that starfish, because for that starfish, it is a matter of life and death. And that is exactly how you have believed in making a change in your world. And you have said that you want to make the change because you want to take on every challenge. So go out there, stay awake, live your dream, pick up that starfish and put it back into the water, climb every Mount Everest which comes your way, win every boxing match of your life, and don't forget to pick your round, because you have been trained in tGELF. Thank you very much.
In July this year, we visited Scotland on a trip organized by tGELF, the Transcontinental School Alliance, and Columba 1400. The program was enlightening and immensely enjoyable, and we'd like to share our experience over there with you here today.
So in July this year, all of us were chosen by tGELF to participate in the Columba 1400 Student Leadership Challenge held in Scotland. So Columba 1400 believes in 6 core values that are awareness, focus, integrity, creativity, perseverance, service, and focus.
My personal learning from this value of creativity is everyone has a different point of view to the same subject due to their own personal experiences, and they are all, thus, right in their own ways. Our day got a kickstart with story writing, but nothing very ordinary. We built a story upon 9 symbols we gave meaning to from our creative thinking. It continued with getting to understand effective and non-effective communication.
So the next value we learned at Columba was integrity. And integrity is very important because hand in hand with integrity goes things like trust and honesty. So when we talk about the word truth, if you're true to yourself, if you're true to your goals, if you're true to your team, then automatically you build trust in your team, and you build honesty both with yourself and with your team with you. And then we did an amazing activity, which was boat building and boat rafting, where we ourselves got down and lashed together using knots and sticks. We lashed together 2 canoes per team and then rowed them out into a loch. So we were really trusting each other with our lives, essentially. And we got out mostly intact, and it was a really, really fun activity.
So to me, and according to Columba, service is how you can best utilize your skills and your knowledge for the greater good of the community you're trying to affect. We had some extremely inspiring speakers who spoke to us about their leadership journeys.
Now, overall, when we think about it, this was an 11-day journey. We spent 2 days in Ardagh, which is very beautiful, as you can see. And we also spent a couple of days at the Isle of Skye. Now, in Ardagh, and in Isle of Skye, actually, our days were packed. We used to start at 8 a.m., ended at 11 p.m. Again, the process would happen tomorrow. We were sharing a room with 5 other different people, which always made the bathroom situation a little difficult, but we all managed. But other than having so many things to do, we actually ended up having a lot of time for leisure activities. So we used to play with frisbees. We used to play table tennis. We had someone who played bagpipes for us. And we always used to run around this little espresso machine because we used to take a lot of tea breaks. And most of all, this program actually taught us the importance of introspecting. So at the end of the day, we were given a certain amount of time to actually reflect on our activities. And this is something that none of us actually do in our day-to-day life. So here we were actually thinking about our behaviors, our actions, and how it actually affected not only us, but other people as well. This program did not end there. We're still continuing it even here. So all of us are now trying to make a smaller version of the program and use it in our vicinity, so in our neighborhoods and local schools, and we hope that it is a success. So.
How many of you have gone to the Wagah border in Amritsar? Atari, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. How many of you have been to the Wagah border on the other side? None? Okay. So I'm going to show you what happens at that border on both sides. And then I'm going to ask you some questions. All right? Let's go through that. Okay, I give you 10 seconds to think and give me a one-sentence answer of what do you assess and make out of this video, okay? Count of 10, I'm going to come to any one of you. Think, one sentence.
Theater.
Sorry?
Theater. I have one more.
He says it's theater, it's theatrical, all right?
All show with no meaning.
Show with no meaning.
Patriotism on both sides.
All right. I want you to raise hands and tell me. All those who say that the turnout of the dressing of all these soldiers was good, raise hands. The turnout was good. Okay, down. All those who say that the drill, the march past was good. Come on, down. All those who say that there was a feverish patriotism amongst the spectators on both sides, raise hands. Down. Was this interesting? Raise hands. Yeah? So, most of you felt that this was a video where there was smartly turned out soldiers from both sides, a very well done march past and drill which probably would take months of practice. All of you agreed that there was a sense of immense patriotism displayed by the spectators. It was an interesting video. You didn't go to sleep. So then, how was it a farce? How was it only just theatrical? Today, the reason for showing you this video is very simple. That when you go through this workshop, ensure that you understand the context of each video you see, each discussion you have, each game which you play, and each discussion and interaction which you have with your peer group.
Okay, number 1 gets a pack of cards. It's all right. Thank you. Outstanding. Right. The way we do this is very simple. I'd like everyone to sit down except you, sir. This is going to be my demonstration group. I'd like everybody else to watch very carefully as this group demonstrate to you how to do this exercise, which is very, very simple. Be cool, man. It's all right. Okay, so number 1, if you could open up the cards. Okay? When you got the cards, how do you always start a card game? What's the first thing you do? Shuffle them. Give them a good shuffle. Excellent. So they should end up in a slightly different order to the way they are in the pack. The next thing you do, number 1, is going to fan out your cards. Okay? 2 is now going to need to stand up. Excellent. So number 1 offers the fan of cards to number 2 and says, what does a stage magician always say? Pick a card, any card. Very good. So number 2 will pick a card. Just watch the cue. Okay, on each of these cards is a question. Okay, and the good news is they're all easy questions that are simple to answer. So they're not questions about quantum physics or anything like that, okay? So number 2 then reads the question to number 3, nice and loud so everyone can hear.
Who is the most important person or persons in your life and why?
Outstanding. Who is the most important person or persons in your life and why? Number 3 then answers the question.
Most important persons or person in my life would be, first of all, of course, my family, all my close friends, and other people that I have not actually met, but I look up to, like actors or musicians, because they're what give me inspiration, and my family is what supports me through. So my family and friends are what support me through any problems in life that I have. They're the people I can go to whenever I have any problems.
Outstanding. Number 4 then has the very tricky job of summarising what number 3 has said and praising.
Number 3 just said that the most important people in his life would be his parents or somebody he looks up to, whether even if he doesn't know them, for example a celebrity or any person, for the simple reason that they support him through thick and thin, and that they're the ones who've always been there for him, like they're his pillars. And I completely agree with him. My answer would be the same, and that's it.
Very good. Praising?
That was a very good answer.
Exactly. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen. That is how the game is played. So, they demonstrated it so well, I want a mammoth, and I mean mammoth, round of applause for this group. Excellent.
It's more of a comment really, is that if you could possibly depict it also in a way that's not stereotypical, that's, for example, little things a father does for the son, as opposed to, just here's a video game or here's a chocolate or whatever. Go deeper into it and really see the essence and the meaning of what fatherhood means to someone and things like that.
We'll tell our dear ones we love them, later. They're not going anywhere. What's the hurry? But trust me, life is too short. Tell your father that how much you love him. खुश रहो, जियो मुस्कुराओ. क्या पता कल होना हो. Thank you.
Welcome to all of you, and let's start with a great debate. Okay? Are our timers ready? Okay, thanks. Okay, so can I request Tagore International School to first start? 3 minutes and 3 minutes, please.
As first speaker of the proposition, it's my prerogative to define some of the key words in the motion. So we are defining virtual world as a cyber world, which encapsulates everything. It encapsulates the social media links to the simulation-based interactive games, multiplayer interactive games.
The topic placed before us today reads the virtual world as weakened our communication skills and diminished our sense of community. As explained by my first speaker, I'm going to be delving into the deeper meaning of communication and also talking about how our sense of community is diminished. Okay, let's get one thing straight. Communication in today's world is not a message sent, received and understood. There are more layers to it. There is understanding, there is emotion, there is sympathy, there is emphasis, and there's a lot of empathy when it comes to the things that happen nowadays in the world.
The internet has increased the power of voices to reach the ears of global listeners. It has been observed that people born in the cyber age are free from the constraints of local authority and mores and tend to act autonomously as individual citizens of not a country, but the world.
Now, what is very, very important? We have to remember content is king. Yeah? How is important, but only if what is in place. Okay, so as Sharmishta ma'am just pointed out, understanding the topic is very important. There is a reason why a motion has been given, right? So finding the right perspectives and going into the depth of that topic is where we really need to be. You need to go a little bit more into the depth of the topic and understand exactly what you need to say.
नाटक दिखाएगा
दिखाएगा
जनता को जगाएगा
जगाएगा
या फिर वही पुरानी दाल खिलाएगा या नेताओं की पुंगी बजाएगा या किसी कन्या की हत्या और बाल मजदूरी का रोना रुलाएगा.
Today we should debate about the truth. Let's start with the expert panelists here. So sir, do you believe that the truth is a relevant topic of debate in today's world?
In my expert... No. I would like to interject by saying we shouldn't talk about truth. We should be talking about...
Let me finish. Let me speak. Let me speak. You don't disrespect me like this. You let me speak. You have to let me speak. This is not a debating debate. But I must stop here. You have to let me have your next commercial break. Stay tuned, viewers. We'll be right back. Because the nation wants to know.
आ गया
अरे कौन आ गया
चिंटू आ गया
अरे क्यों आ गया
अरे खेलने आ गया
साडे हथा विच मेहनत साडी बड़े फकर दी चूरी रज रज खाड़ परी वाले मित पूरी दी पूरी सुनो मेरे मित्रों सुनो आज किसी के घर में एक परी ने जन्म लिया है 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 हाँ एक परी ने जन्म लिया है कौन है ये अपशकुनी जिसे लड़की जना है
दिल्ली से लाहौर तक मुंबई से दुबई तक सड़क से संसद तक प्याज से टमाटर तक नर्सरी से कॉलेज तक
नफरतों का कुछ ऐसा असर हुआ कि जानवरों में बंटवारा हो गया गाय हिंदू हो गई और बकरा मुसलमान हो गए न जाने कब खजूर मुसलमान और नारियल हिंदू हो गए
ऐसा क्यों मुझे जवाब दो
As we begin, let me read out the motion for the day. Perseverance and determination are more important than talent to achieve success. And speaking for the motion, we have the team from Magic Touch, Mumbai. And speaking against the motion, we have the team from Strawberry Fields, Chandigarh. So let's first invite Aditya from the Magic Touch to speak for the motion that perseverance and determination are more important than talent to achieve success.
brothers and sisters aspiring to achieve success, leaders of tomorrow, I place a question before you all. What is success? Success is like scaling the Mount Everest, where the talented people can reach the Everest base camp. But the hardworking people, they reach the peak.
We have all heard that hard work is the key to success. But a recent study found that the profoundly gifted still have an edge over their counterparts who have less natural talent and are more focused towards improving their skills. Natural talent is not hard to spot. We see it when someone walks up and accomplishes something with ease, which we thought was so hard.
I was wondering, you gave us some really clear examples of the point of view you were trying to put across. I was wondering if you had any, although the examples you gave were really clear, I was wondering if you had any kind of research evidence to support your assertion that perseverance and determination are in fact more important.
Initially, in the starting, the villagers, they were really in bad shape. They didn't have any toilet. They came, there are few people, they came, they cried to us and all those stuff. And when we built the toilet, they came and they are like, thank you so much for building. It's really nice. They started crying us. Initially, we got very emotional when we saw them crying. That was really great satisfaction to me because I felt like, I did something to them.
The growing issue that we have selected is about the alcoholism, and we will be sharing about the experiences that we got through the project.
We wanted to turn every kitchen into a live laboratory. As I said, we conveyed our thoughts of getting home packs for chemical reagents in the markets to FSSAI, which could be used by all citizens. Secondly, we've been posting consistently on our Facebook page and our website. And wherever we went, we've told people that do not hesitate and do report on the National Consumer Helpline or on our Facebook page, and we shall convey to government authorities.
They say a journey of thousands of miles begins with a single step. Our journey too began with a single idea, conceptualized with the help of our mentor, our principal, Seema Bhatnagar.
To get a deeper insight, we conducted surveys as well as questionnaire-based interviews.
Our program primarily focused on 4-pronged objectives: functional English, basic computer education, general awareness, and health and hygiene.
Cybercrime is emerging as a grave concern because we have access to technology, and we think a step to empower women is to get them associated with technology. Now, if we can get them to start using technology like computers, we wouldn't want them to reach a stage where cybercrime becomes a concern for them. If they start out right, cybercrime doesn't need to be an issue at all.
As you look at some of the things that you mentioned going forward, how do you think, have you thought about how to involve the community more to get them involved in understanding why this is important?
Involving the community, I strongly believe that India is about numbers. We have a huge population here, and it is very important to involve the community. So to do that, we are giving presentations to spread awareness. And a number of students are a part of our project. We have around 100 students who are involved in our project, and they go and talk to their family members, their friends. So I think we are generating awareness amongst the community members, and that is going to be really helpful for us.
Ishvara, 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 Pranida, Pranidhanatva, Ishvara, 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 Pranida, Pranidhanatva Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara Pranidhanatva.
Today, having reached 2,500 schools across India and Africa, and 8 lakh students with 35 members full-time working team in the operations. This is not someone else's story. This is my story when I started the organization Fuel, called as Friends Union for Energizing Lives, working for the rural students in India. I see each one of you present here in the same phase which I belong to, and I feel very proud that the tGELF is giving you such a wonderful platform to empower the community. Now it's for you to take this further, also influence the other influencers to make this a sustainable and replicable project.
Very long day today, and I think that today especially we should leave all the focus and all the respect to those wonderful young leaders and their entrepreneurships. So with your permission, I would like to share with you only one story about a rabbi, a very famous rabbi. Rabbi is like the Jewish priest, and he was very famous all over by the fact that he had the answer to any question that he has been asked. And many people came from all over the country to ask and get his good advice. And he always knew the answers. And one day there was a young guy who decided to challenge this rabbi. And he said, what can I do? What can I ask him so he won't have the right answer? And then he came to a conclusion. He had an idea. He said, okay, maybe I can take a butterfly in my hand. And I come to the rabbi and ask him, Rabbi, what do I have in my hand? And of course he'll know the answer because he's he knows all the answers. But then I'll ask him, dear Rabbi, is this butterfly alive or a dead one? And he was sure, and then of course the rabbi won't know. And he said, if the rabbi will say that he's alive, I'm going to crush him. If he will say that the butterfly is dead, I'm going to release it. And then I'm going to fail him. And he was very confident of himself, and he went to the rabbi, and he took the butterfly in his hand, and he came to the rabbi and he asked him, dear Rabbi, what do I have in my hand? And the rabbi said, well, you have a butterfly in your hand. He said, okay, now, is he dead or alive? So the rabbi smiled to him, and answered, this is, my friend, is for you to decide. And I think, my friends, this is for you to decide. And this is something that is going from this day, it's going to escort you during all your life. I think this was quite an impression, enthusiastic and wonderful, amazing experience for all of us here. And I'm glad to see that not only in Israel, but also in India, young people are taking the step forward and taking responsibility. So good luck to everybody, and God help you, and be successful, be happy. Thank you.
Last year, through tGELF and AFS India, I had the opportunity to participate in Kennedy Lugar Youth Exchange and Study Program to the United States of America. This program helped me learn about my inner and outer strengths as a person. I understood patience when I spent my first day crying because of homesickness. I understood endurance when I failed to open up to people to discuss my problems with. And I understood tolerance when I got used to things that I did not like in the first place. coming from a comparatively cooler state of Kashmir, I found myself struggling to adapt to the hot weather of Las Vegas. And being used to eating spicy food and rice kind of made it difficult for me to get used to eating boiled vegetables for dinner and lunch every day. I would like to quote Haruki Murakami, a Japanese writer who wrote in his book, Kafka on the Shore, these lines: "Just when the storm is over, you won't remember how you made through it or how you managed to survive. You won't be sure whether the storm really is over, but one thing is sure, you won't be the same person you walked in." And that's what the storm is about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I see my exchange here.
Did you all see the presentation made by the art group outside? You see the butterflies going up. Well, that's what you young leaders are. You are the little butterflies who are growing bigger and going up and hopefully touch the stars. I'd like to now first thank all our judges. We have Ilya Zake, who has flown in all the way from Tel Aviv to be with us for this competition. Ian Jamieson from London has made a special trip to Delhi only because of Harmony. Mr. Atul Khanna has come up all the way from Chandigarh, and Kruti has left, but she also came back early from a trip to be with us. I'd like to thank our trustee, Mrs. Urvashi Khemka, for being with us as well. But I would be remiss if I do not thank the school, the management and the staff of Scottish High School who have made this entire occasion possible. They've extended every possible help, emptied 2 floors in the school to give us the rooms for you all to stay, made arrangements for the food, and I'm sure it has caused a lot of inconvenience logistically to the school, but with a smiling face, they have helped us at every stage. And I would like to say a special thank you by inviting the teachers of Scottish High led by Mrs. Geeta Bedi to please come on stage so that you can all see them and give them a good round of applause. Thank you very much. Without your help, I don't think we could have managed even half of this. In absence, I'd like to thank somebody very special, Mr. Masood Hussain, one of the most outstanding artists from Jammu and Kashmir, who came here, conducted the art competition and also conducted an art workshop. Also, I'd like to thank Raja Chaudhary, who's not here, but who did a very interesting workshop on documentary filmmaking with you students. And once again, thank Ian Jamieson for doing the workshop with our Leaders Club. And what was interesting about the workshop I'd like to share with you all is that it concluded with a video conferencing which was three-way. tGELF kids from Delhi, students from Jordan and students from Indonesia. So the three countries were able to connect and possibly take forward a common project. So many thanks to Ian for having organized that for us. Finally, but not the last, I have to thank the students who have come, and even more so the teachers who have come with you. Because I have taken students on trips and I know how hard the life is for the teachers. Let's please give them a big hand to all the teachers who brought the students along.
tGELF, leading the change.